and Namaste. This is Niraj here once again and welcome to my channel. So in today's video, I want to discuss about why I believe that markets will continue to rise despite economic going down. So in a way, we will see this market trend of going up for a long time. So before I start this thing, I just request you, if you have not subscribed to my channel, you please subscribe and put a like to this video and also share it with the maximum friends so that everybody can benefit from this view. So why I believe in this, that market will continue to, and why I am changing my view, because if you've seen all my videos before this, I was of the view that this is a kind of that market is disconnected and it's going down, but definitely you will see the correction happening, and market will align with the GDP or the economic condition of the world. But there are some reasons and why I want to discuss that market. I believe, and I am changing my view, is that now I believe that market will continue to go up despite the worsening economy, or it will be disconnected from the economic growth or economic degrowth or recession for a long term. So first reason is that why market is continuing up is that, first of all, if you'll see the dollar is continuing to remain weak and continuing to weaken against the euro and other currency, basically against euro. So what is the reason of that is that interest rates or the continuing injection of liquidity and the stimulus by US Fed and the European Union EU banks also, that ECB, European Central Bank also, and also the reiteration of the fact that continuously that commentary given by US Fed that come what may, but we will continue to support the economy, and whatever is required we will continue to do. That means that they will continue to pump in the stimulus and keep the interest rates at zero or near to zero term, what is right now. So you are not going to see for a long time the interest rate rising and the stoppage of this so-called liquidity. So because of that huge liquidity flood which is happening in the market, it is finding its way into this all these assets like metals and commodities, particularly this gold and precious metal, silver, copper, all these things, and that is also the reason it is keeping the market up. The second is, if you will see that euro US dollar which I was talking about, you see, and the second is that US 10-year bond. If you see, even despite from March, this from there to this, it is remaining at this downward range only. It is not going up at all. It is remaining less than 0.6, 0.7%, less than 1%. This is the 10-year US government bond yield. So despite this weakening of despite this lowering of the interest rate, the bond yields are not rising. So that is also one of the reasons that this liquidity is finding its way into the stocks and these metals, basically. So that is the second reason. And euro dollar, which I had told about, that why it is, if you'll see from March till now, the euro has rallied from this point to almost 10% from March to this level. And if you look at the historic 10 years and all these things, still that level which it can go up from, the first level is 1.25. So $1 against $1 against euro becomes 1.25 dollar against €1. So this is the first level which it can rise to, another 5-6%, and the second, which I believe it can easily go up to, is the 1.35. So €1 can become $1.35, which was in 6-7 years before. So that is also the second reason that dollar will continue to remain weak because of this injection of liquidity and the liquidity support by this US Fed and the interest rate remaining at that. So all this particularly these two factors and interest rate remaining near zero or zero term, that investors has to find some assets or has to invest in some things which they believe can protect against the inflation and protect against this declining growth. So that is where all this money is finding its way into this market, and more than the market, it is finding its way into this metals and the commodities, basically like gold, silver, platinum, copper, iron ore, steel. So what is happening is that because of this price rise in this, because of the money flooding into these commodities, the stocks, underlying stocks of these commodity companies are also going up, and that is also one of the reasons that market or the index, because which is made up of some percentage of this metal and natural resources company also, it is driving. So that is one of the reasons that market is driving up. And second is also another reason is that people having no jobs or lost jobs or working from home, they find that because this now interest rate is zero and that they find that so much of liquidity is being flown into the market, so they, and because of the economic situation also, it's worrying situation. So all this worry, they also try to put money into this time tested investment, which is gold, silver, that precious metals, basically gold. And that is why also the more and more people working from home and everything, they are trying to put their money into where it works. So it is into the stock market, because currently the market is rising. So people, out of the worry, they are also putting more money, because in the banks there is interest rates are coming down. So in the bank also, they is not giving returns. That bond, as I told you, that 10-year bond yield also, despite of the interest rate going down, it is remaining at that. So it is remaining at that lower level. So because of this, this people are also putting money into the stock market and the liquid in the commodities and metals like gold, silver, platinum. So that is also the reason that we will see that market will continue to rise despite this this growth, economic growth continue to decline. Just to give you an example, as I see that another euro can that dollar can continue to weaken. You look at this, this is platinum. If you look at the platinum, it is still, even though it has risen by say 25% in this from March to here, to $955, but if you look at the historic levels, it has very much scope. It can go up to say 1600 or dollars per ounce, or 1500, or the top is 1800. So what will happen in circulation when the dollar, when the gold and silver, people will be, because gold and silver has risen, silver has risen 100% from March level, and the copper also has risen 30%, gold has risen 30% from the March low levels. So what will happen is that people will try to shift from one commodity to another. So once this gold and silver rise will happen, it may happen that investors will switch to platinum, because the platinum has not yet risen to that level. So this switching of investment, or the switching between assets also, will keep the markets go up. Another is that because of the work from home and all this virus pandemic, the technology is taking the center space of our life. So more and more technological gadgets and more technological features and more users of technology in everyday life, as well as in the production and factories and office and everything. Its adoption of technology for entertainment also is more happening. So that will also keep the center stage technology stocks also. So along with this metals mining stocks, which is because dollar remaining weak, they will continue to rise. Technology also will continue to rise, and because of the still worries about the pandemic, the healthcare sector also will continue to rise. So all these three, particularly these three sectors, will keep the markets on the higher level. Okay, even if you will see some kind of correction, but it will not be crash. It will be called a market correction only, and not a crash. So it will be an opportunity for people to buy more into these metals, and particularly metal and tech commodities. Basically, my view is that these metals will continue to go up, and that is why the stock market will also continue to go up. So one can keep on getting into this, gold, silver, or platinum as such, and the platinum companies also, on copper, because as you can see from this, that from their historic highs, this particularly platinum is quite far away from that, and there is a huge scope for it to go up. For copper also, there is a huge scope for copper to go up, and gold can continue to remain and continue to go up because of this inflation and asset as an against hedge against all this economic depression and interest problem. So that is one of the reasons, and that is the main reasons: liquidity injection and the liquidity support by US Fed and ECB will continue to keep this stock market up. despite the economy going down. So one can look into this, and this is my view. I just wanted to share it with you. That's it from my side. Thanks and ciao from Niraj from Moscow.